Man, what a slap in the face in terms of collectors. Holy shoot. I never expected this guy to ever return in the main line ever because back in 2012, obviously, this guy was released along with the other four international racers in terms of super chases, and Mattel flat out said in the packaging only 4,000 pieces of this diecast were ever supposed to be released, and afterwards never brought back. Well, here we are 14 years later after that release, and I have one now in my hands. Yep, and I have two, in fact, because there's another one in the back, but we'll get to that. But yeah, never expected a super chase of all things to be re-released in the line, but here we are. That's kind of like what happens with NASCAR. Everything comes full circle. Same thing happens with cars. Comes full circle. Oh boy. Yeah, this release has been very controversial in terms of collectors because there are collectors out there who never got a chance to get this guy and now have a chance to. And then there's the other set of collectors where it's like basically whoever bought this guy back in 2012 on eBay for I don't know how much, and basically Mattel saying like, oh you bought it, you bought it on eBay. Well, here it is. There it is once again. Yeah, screw you. But anyways, yeah, welcome back to another review. Sorry for not posting last Friday. I'll get into that towards the end of the video as to what happened behind the scenes. Because yeah, it was not great for me. So that's why I didn't post on Friday, and plus I didn't have a video that had, pre-recorded beforehand. So yeah, and then I also planned on doing some other things, but yeah, let's just get on with the review. So yeah, here's Flash Nilson. Yeah, remember this guy? Well, this guy only appears in the Swedish version of Cars 2. But we'll get to that appearance once I unbox this guy. And yes, even though you're probably thinking why I'm unboxing like a diecast that's in near perfect condition, well, there is one problem there. If you can see, yeah, there's like some crease on that packaging, and that other one is in way better condition. And yeah, this guy has not been hard to find either. Literally, when I first found this guy, literally both of them were just sitting there. Everybody else was gone, but this guy was still there, which is pretty sad. And then I literally went to a Target, I think a couple of days ago. Yeah, this guy was literally, there was like 5 or 6 of Flash Nilson just sitting there, which is sad because I thought this guy would be a popular release, but it seems that most collectors and most, cars moms freaking don't care about this character because, well, they never saw this character in the movie because it's only in the Swedish version of Cars 2. But yeah, we'll get to that later on. So obviously, yeah, I do love his artwork. It looks awesome. It looks awesome, and the diecast looks great too. Obviously, you got the metal logo, Mattel, and then yeah, as seen in Cars 2, as it says right there. And I do plan on getting Mater with Balloon and maybe Maldorado, but I have to probably get the original release because that new version looks disgusting. But maybe Mater with Balloon might be the next review. And this is actually my first 2026 review in terms of like the diecast line, because all the other cars that have been released I already have or don't care about. So yeah, let's just get on with the unboxing, shall we? Alright, time to throw that out of the way. Alright, here he is. Alright, time to put the camera a bit down, and wow, he looks amazing. Honestly, I love this dark blue. I got used to it, but in terms of opening it, it looks way better than I expected. So let's get on with his appearance. So he appears in the Swedish version of Cars 2, and well, obviously he's right next to Lewis Hamilton at the Tokyo party because, well, let's move Flash a little bit out of the way. It's supposed to be a Jeff Corvette and Lewis Hamilton talking to a queen in the American version of Cars 2, but in other countries, obviously, they had to substitute Jeff Corvette with other characters that represent their country, like Flash, Memo Rojas, Lamia Trunka. No, not Lamia Trunka. What am I talking about? Frosty, this Billy Petrov, and some of the other World Grand Prix racers like Max Chanel, who the voice actor of Max Chanel, the German version of Cars 2, is actually Sebastian Vettel. Sebastian Vettel, who was an F1, who was a Formula One driver, which I think he's already retired at this point. Yeah, he retired like years ago. But yeah, Sebastian Vettel voices Max Chanel in Cars 2. But yeah, but the only way that you probably are gonna be able to see that footage is either on YouTube or if you own the Swedish version of Cars 2, which is pretty hard to find nowadays because, well, obviously it was only ever released when Cars 2 hit Blu-ray, or whenever the Swedish audiences saw this character in Cars 2 in the theater. But yeah, that's his only appearance. Let's just get on with the review. This is gonna be pretty quick. So yeah, so obviously we have he kind of has that same expression as Max Chanel and so forth. Kind of that that whatever expression. And then yeah, obviously you have headlights, you have a grill, and then you have the crowns on the hood, which looks pretty cool. And then you also have this like groove design that's kind of the texture on the diecast. That looks pretty awesome. You got silver wheels. I know in the original release it actually has gray wheels, like kind of gunmetal gray, but they obviously had to change it. Honestly, I prefer this over the gunmetal gray. And then you have the Swedish flag on the side of it, on both sides actually, with the crowns, this time painted in blue, and then obviously the X, I think so. That's what's supposed to be represented in yellow now. And then nothing on the roof, nothing on spoiler, and nothing in the back. And then, yeah, this guy was produced in the 346th day of 2025. Dang. Let me try to see when this one was made. I think it was made on the same... yes, it was made on that same day, obviously, because they were both in the same case. Now to compare this guy to Max Chanel. Yep, this is the Thailand version. This isn't the original release. I never got the original version, unfortunately. So yeah, obviously same expression. Obviously the decals are more different to represent Max Chanel and the German flag, obviously. Got the War Grand Prix. Yeah, this guy doesn't have any War Grand Prix logos or anything. No number, no nothing. It's just bare bones. Because this guy was never supposed to race. So maybe this guy was probably representing the WTCL league that Max Chanel is a part of. And all these other Super GT cars are a part of. So in Germany. So maybe that's why they were there. Maybe that's why Memo Rojas was there. Maybe Frosty was there and so forth. I know it's just to represent the countries that the movies were being shown in theaters, obviously, and then on Blu-ray. But now if you watch it on Disney Plus in any language, even if you use like a VPN or something to try to watch it in a different language, yeah, it's still Jeff Corvette. So that kind of sucks. But anyways, yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this review. Nothing really that interesting. Yeah, let me try to get some of the other World Grand Prix racers in here. Yeah, you got Jeff Corvette. You got Francesco Bernoulli. I know that a new F1 line is coming out, which will be pretty interesting. I'm not as big of an F1 fan as, many others, but I've been kind of getting into it more and more. But I'm still more into NASCAR than anything else. But yeah, this I wanted to talk about as to why I didn't post last Friday, because I'm usually kind of consistent when posting on Fridays, but well, something happened behind the scenes which kind of shook me to the core because I thought I was going to lose this channel. And you're probably thinking, losing your channel? What do you mean? So basically what happened was that during Tuesday of last week, my account got hacked into. I don't know, my YouTube account got hacked into, but I know my Instagram account, my Discord account, my Gmail, everything. I think all my some others accounts, they got hacked into literally last week, and I had to deal with that situation. And thankfully I was able to resolve that whole situation, and I didn't lose any of my accounts, thankfully, because I know people have had it worse. But yeah, that ended up happening to me. I don't know how. It literally just happened out of nowhere. I was literally about to go into work, and then this whole situation came down because my brother had told me, like, "Hey, did somebody get into you? Did you send me this?" I'm like, "No, I didn't send you that." And said that you got hacked in. I was like, "Oh shoot." So thankfully I was able to resolve that situation, but yeah, that was definitely scary for sure because, well, I never expected that to ever happen, but thankfully nothing really bad happened. And I thought they were probably going to take over my channel and then, get my channel like banned or even taken down. But I didn't want to have that happen to you guys, because, well, I love you guys still. But yeah, thankfully everything's fine now in terms of my accounts and so forth. I hope I can post more videos more frequently, but my schedule and so forth, trying to deal with, like, adult life and so forth. But anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it for this review. Yeah, I kind of rambled down a little bit too long in terms of that, but yeah, thank you guys all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and tell me in the comments, are you planning on getting this guy? Because I hope you guys do plan on getting this guy, because, well, obviously I thought this would be a popular release, but it seems like it's not because of all the ones that are just sitting there on the pegs. Because I bet you 99.99% chance that there's definitely one just sitting there on the pegs, like right now at your local Targets if you're in the US or in Australia. But who knows? But also, sorry for, like, maybe my voice being a little bit more quieter, because, well, I'm literally recording at like 10:48 p.m. as I'm recording right now, literally at night, and I do plan on getting this video out by literally early in the morning. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. I'll see you guys next time. All right, bye.